Welcome back to our pregame show. The Oskaloosa Indians starting 2018 on the road at Pella Christian. Jake Jenkins, the coach of the Indians, joins me now. And 3 weeks practice. How do the guys look?
Well, it kind of looks like we haven't played a live game yet. we have some talent and we have some guys that are very excited to be out on the field, but we need to strap it up, pad it up underneath Friday Night Lights and really see what these guys can do. That's what we need.
I know it's usually after or on the second weekend, you've got a jamboree or some kind of a scrimmage with somebody else. And you guys didn't have that, so you're probably overdue for wanting to just hit somebody else.
Yeah, you kind of get sick of looking at each other. You know, they're really kind of like brothers out there. You know, sometimes tempers get flaring and stuff, and you kind of you want to go against somebody else. And so they're excited to get after somebody else and to play for real.
What have you seen so far that you like?
I like the senior leadership. I really do. It's a relatively quiet group. I like the captains that the team selected. I like the leadership. I like the steps that we're taking. Our tempo in practice, we've changed things up. We've done different conditioning. We've really switched things up, and we've pushed them pretty hard this preseason, and I like how they've responded.
I got my own views from watching practice and the inter-squad, the Old Shoe scrimmage last week. Casey Hill at running back, he's also one of your captains. I tell you, that fella can really move.
Yeah, he can, and you saw some of the runs tonight at practice. He's really grown a lot in the last 3 years, but I mean he's put in the time in the weight room. He's worked really hard. He runs. He's in shape. He's a good leader, and so I like the way that he's finishing things. And he's playing like he's a senior, like he's really motivated and really driven to have a good year.
And Cole Henry will be a quarterback, 6'9", so he'll stand out in a crowd.
Yes.
But he doesn't. He is not exactly statuesque. He can move.
Yeah, he can. He's faster than he was last year, and he's growing into his body. And you guys know he's a phenomenal basketball player, and so that coordination has really come with that 6'9" frame. He's a very athletic 6'9" guy, and so I'm excited to have him back there. And under the pressure, he handles the pressure well, and he's poised, and he makes good decisions, and he's coachable. He's pretty much everything you look for in a quarterback. So we're excited for him to get his touch and to keep throwing those strikes. And tonight, he was throwing the ball better tonight. I was excited to see that.
Talk a little bit about the defense. I know you've got a lot of guys that seem pretty versatile along the front four, the front eight.
Absolutely. I like defense. I like flying around. So I just really enjoy it. So with our guys, we do a lot of different things. We throw some different fronts at them, and we sub quite a bit, and we show different coverages. I just like the movement. I like to adapt to whatever formation they throw at you and playing tendencies. So I like the mixture with defense of breaking down film and playing to the tendencies, and then just the brutal toughness that it comes with it. So I just like that side of the ball. I've always kind of gravitated toward it. So I'm excited to see what these guys can do. A lot of them have been waiting a long time to be a starter.
Now Pella Christian tonight is the opponent. Some people would look at Class 3A against 1A and say mismatch, but on the other hand, Pella Christian was in the semifinals of Class 1A and was only about 3 points away from getting into the championship game.
That's correct. And if you look at class sizes, you can kind of get caught up in the mix a little bit. I don't. I know class size doesn't matter at all. I look more to numbers. And if you count numbers, 10 through 12 on the roster, they're bigger than us. So you want to say who's a bigger squad, who's a bigger team? Pella Christian. I mean, that's just the way that it is. They have more guys out 10 through 12 than we do. So it's a very, very good matchup. When you talk about, they have athletes, they have a lot of athletes. They have coaches, they have a lot of coaches. They have community support, they have a lot of community support. And then you look at the Indians, we have the exact same thing. We have coaches coaching their tails off, kids playing really hard. We have some athletes, and we got great community support. So more than anything, I'm just excited that two football teams are coming together to strap it up. I think it's going to be good Iowa high school football, and I look forward to it a lot.
What are the things that they do that'll have you concerned?
Well, they have some key players. I mean, they have a good receiver, big tall kid. He's about 6'6", 6'7". He's a good basketball player too. And they have Trimer. He's a good running back. He was a standout last year, and he also plays middle linebacker. He closes really well. He makes good reads. He's got good feet. He doesn't go down. I mean, he's a guy you can't arm tackle. If you try to arm tackle, he's going to break tackles. He's going to score. So that, along with some guys that they have on the line of scrimmage, on offensive line, defensive line, they lost some, but they replaced them with some guys who've been waiting their turn and guys that are quality players. So, I mean, they have their standouts, but as a whole, they're solid. They're a really solid team.
What will be the important things tonight?
Well, I think I always talk about 22 guys run out on a football field and start making mistakes. The team that makes the least amount of mistakes is usually the team that comes out on top. So we need to overcome adversity. I think the team that responds the best and just fights through those mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes, but you got to fix them and you got to move forward. So the team that responds to the adversity the best, and the team that plays harder is the team that's going to come out on top.
All right, we look forward to it. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
That's Jake Jenkins, coach of the Oskaloosa Indians. We'll come back with the starting lineups when we return in 2 minutes. This is Oskaloosa Indians football on the No Coast Network.